Wow, Higurashi chip. Oh god, we're in 1985 again. We've time jumped. We didn't learn what happened when he went back to Tokyo. He evidently made it back, but we didn't learn anything about why. I mean, we didn't learn anything more than Rika cut phone cords. Why do I think really bad things are about to be revealed? This game could surprise me. I'm not putting it past the game to surprise me. But this is Higurashi. Everyone dies in painful ways in Higurashi. Yeah, there's sure no way to ruin your day now. Okay. Let's get on with this.
Papa. Papa ってば。大丈夫？
So he had a kid named Miyuki. Fair enough.
怖い夢でも見たの？
Miyuki was sitting next to me. I quickly patted her head after hearing her say that. I must have had a bad dream while sleeping in the cabin. I was sweating profusely.
いや、なんでもない。ちょっと暑かったかな。
I tried to wipe away the sweat while answering and looked around for a handkerchief or towel. And then a cold drop ran down my forehead. Miyuki turned to me and smiled and wiped my face with the towel she received to take off.
ありがとう、ユキ。
Thanks to her, I was finally able to shake off my slumber, so I got up from the aisle seat and looked out the window. Okay, so they are in a plane. I wrapped my arms around Miyuki in the window seat and listened to the noise as the land and the sea blew past us before our eyes.
北海道だ！でっかい道！北海道！
And then the plane gently turned before entering the airport runway. Arriving at the lobby, I glanced around looking for Oishi, and was met with a familiar gruff voice calling out to me.
Akasaka-san! 何年ぶりでしょう。ご無沙汰しておりますね。
Odd that he didn't bring his wife along, apparently, because we haven't heard hide nor hear her. Is she just hiding off in the side somewhere?
大石さん、本当にお久しぶりです。
Maybe she had to work. Oishi clapped his hand down on my shoulder, celebrating our reunion.
赤坂さんもだいぶいい顔つきになりましたね。最前線の捜査官らしいいい顔つきですよ。
大石さんはだいぶスマートになりましたね。背筋も良くなったような。
Yeah, Oishi has not. Yeah, this is 2 years after every other chapter of Hinamazawa, yeah. 1985.
これも社交ダンスのおかげですか。
Oishi took up ballroom dancing?
赤坂さんもね、若いうちからダンスはやっておいた方がいいですよ。そしたらきっとモテます。
Dude, he's married.
モテモテ。
Oishi had retired and moved to Sapporo, and of all things, had started taking ballroom dancing lessons. He had apparently gotten really into it and decided to spend the rest of his new life devoted to that hobby. He was aiming to get his instructor's qualifications before he hit 80 and to live out his old age dandily.
Yeah?
I like this Oishi. Where has he been this whole time?
ふんふん。そちらがひょっとして？
Is that say Concho in the back there? Just past Uishi's shoulder. It looks like it says Concho. I can't tell if that's Concho or Honcho. If it's Concho, man, that's a kind of a messed up thing for a storefront to be advertising. Uishi suddenly turned his attention to Miyuki, who was standing idly next to me. He bent down on his knee to look her in the face. However, my daughter was frightened and hid behind my back.
こら、みゆき。ちゃんとご挨拶しなさい。
On a side note, don't do this with your kids. Don't make your kids interact with total strangers to them. She was staring at Uishi with a dubious expression while tugging the hem of my shirt. She's not usually this shy. I wonder what's wrong. Good instincts?
すみません。いつもはこうじゃないんですが。
いえ、いいんですよ。おじさん、顔が怖いからな。よかったら、お名前を聞いてもいいですか？
赤坂みゆき。7歳です。
Yeah, that she would be 7 years old.
こんにちはです。
いいお返事です。さすがは赤坂さんの娘さんですよな。
Oh, good, Akasaka, giving her shadows to live under already. Uishi gently stroked Miyuki's head and smiled as though she were his own grandchild. After finally seeing that, Miyuki smiled in relief. Shortly afterwards, Miyuki told me she was just doing what I had told her to do, be careful around strangers. Smart kid! Very smart kid. Uishi overheard that and let out a hearty wah-ha-ha-ha, shaking his body while laughing and walking. I let myself into Uishi's car and we headed out towards the hot spring inn. I had originally intended to crash at Uishi's place, but Uishi was quite obstinate that his home wasn't suitable for that, so it came to this. At the inn, we relaxed while soaking in the hot springs and ate a delicious feast until we were full. Miyuki had a little of the Mongolian barbecue and was delighted with it. After our bellies were swollen, Miyuki grew sleepy and went off to bed. Then Uishi and I reminisced about the time we played mahjong together in Hinamazawa. It seemed that to celebrate our reunion, Uishi had looked for people who could play, but unable to find a suitable candidate, we had to give up on putting together a table. As we drank together, we excitedly recounted our exploits during the final manhunt.
結局、あの犯人の2人は捕まったんですか？
いいえ。
That string of pearls! My dear God! Dear God! Touche, game! Touche! Touche! I did not expect to see that today. That caught me a bit off guard. Just a tiny bit. Okay. I don't know if anybody else is going to find that funny like I do, but just, oh my dear God. My dear God.
結局、山狩りでも見つけられませんでした。
Yeah, this chapter needs a bad ending. Although I wouldn't exactly call dressing up a Wishi and something like that a bad ending yet.
多分、村にかくまわれてから、海外か遠方でほとぼりを冷ましてるんじゃないかと思いますね。
So, kind of what we expected there.
大石さんは確か犯人の銃の一丁を奪いましたよね。あれからは
海外の軍用拳銃でした。関西系の暴力団組織が大量に密輸したうちの一丁でしょうな。戦場痕を調べましたが、他の事件とのつながりは何も出ませんでした。そっちでは？
私はあの後しばらく現場を離れましたのでよくは知りません。結局全部闇の中ってことで決着したようですがね。
Uishi smiled wryly as he sipped his chilled drink.
あの後は大変でしたね。今年で7年ですか。
ええ。先日7回忌の法要がありました。岐阜とも最近は疎遠でして準備でいろいろ苦労しました。
Who was the memorial for?
それはお疲れ様でした。
It was then that the hostess brought in the extra drinks we had ordered before. While the bottles of beer clanked as she brought them in, we halted our conversation. What Uishi meant when he said it must have been rough. Thinking about that was still hard, but time had healed the wound. It was the day after, when I phoned Uishi to apologize. When I did, Uishi almost immediately handed the phone to one of my colleagues who happened to be there. Not only was I injured in the brawl with the suspects, but I disappeared to drink late into the night without leaving any sort of contact information, so I thought he'd definitely be mad. However, all he said was it was something he couldn't talk about over the phone and that I should come to the station as soon as possible. Yeah, there's more. And I don't like where this is going. At the time, I could only think that he must have been really pissed off. But when I arrived at the station, he said this.
君の奥さんが事故に遭ったらしい。
Oh. Having no idea what happened, I borrowed the phone to contact the hospital Yuki was staying at. After being given the runaround several times, I was finally able to talk to someone in charge, and after mincing words for quite some time, they told me,
赤坂幸恵様が事故でお亡くなりになりました。
There it is. Okay. The world became a blur as I sat there dumbfounded. Yuki's death was unbelievably abrupt, unbelievably sudden. I could have understood if there was some kind of problem during the birth. But Yuki's death wasn't anything like that. On the stairs, on the way up to the roof, she just happened to slip and fall. I have questions. Why was she going to the roof when she was that pregnant? Okay, I have question. Why? Why was she going on the stairs to the roof? And she just happened to fall on an unfortunate place at an unfortunate angle. That was it. Wanting to blame Yuki's death on somebody, I began to think that it was an act of revenge by the Defense Alliance, that they killed my wife and made it look like an accident. What I learned when I flew back to Tokyo, however, was much more cruel than that. Really? The hospital staff just let the overly pregnant woman walk up to the roof on a regular basis? Why? Why? Yuki had a habit of going up to the roof to cool off in the evening. There was an elevator up to the 7th floor, but from there you had to take the stairs to get to the roof. Even late in her pregnancy, when the evening came, she would always head up there. Her father had always said for her not to push herself, but Yuki insisted that until the time she had no choice but to stay in bed, she should be allowed to do as she wished. However, I had never once seen Yuki go up to the roof. I only heard that from her father and the nurses. That was because whenever I visited her, she would spend that time with me instead. I heard the reason why Yuki went up to the roof from a nurse she had become friendly with. She had said that her husband was away on business a lot at the time, and that whenever he called, she was able to cheer him up and give him courage. But when he didn't call, she couldn't do that. Her husband might put on a show of bravado, but in reality he grew lonesome pathetically fast. She was probably just the same. Whenever he left for business, not clear when he'd be back, she felt very lonely. Whenever she cheered him up, she was actually cheering herself up as well. That's why, whenever he went far away for an important job, on the evenings he didn't call, at the very least, she felt that standing underneath the same sky, her feelings would reach him. At that moment, I remembered the words that girl had told me, that it was best I go back to Tokyo right away. Otherwise, there'd be something I'd regret horribly. Yeah, that's it. Because I was away on business that day, Yuki had headed up to the roof. Had I known that this would have been the result, had I done as this girl had said and dropped everything to head back to Tokyo, I might have been with Yuki on the day she died. If I was with her, she wouldn't have gone up to the roof. The day my wife died was on the evening of the 3rd day of my trip. Yes, it was right before the time I had the sudden urge to hear Yuki's voice and ran around the village trying to find a phone. The girl had gone around and cut all the phone cords. If she hadn't, and I had made that call, I would have undoubtedly learned of Yuki's death at that time and collapsed in tears. Of course, even though the cords were cut, it had only put me off learning of Yuki's death by that one evening. In the end, I learned of it the next morning. However, when I managed to put my emotions in order, I realized it was that girl's small token of consideration.
そんな話は初めて聞きました。
ええ。私も初めて話します。
Yeah. Although it's kind of a mixed explanation there a little bit.
偶然では。 超能力じゃあるまいし。
Of course not, she's dead now.
大石さんは教えてくれましたよね。あの子はお社様という神様の生まれ変わりではないかと言われてるって。
まあ村の年寄りどもはフルで理科に神通力があると信じてるようでしたがね。
神通力。
Oishi had originally said it was as a kind of joke, but realizing that I was serious, he slumped his shoulders.
まあ嘘か本当か知りませんがね、未来のことを予言してみせたり、知らないはずのことを話してみせたり、千里眼だの天の啓示だの、まあいろいろです。もちろん具体的な実例は何一つありゃしないんですがね。
雪絵の事故を予言してみせました。
Oishi tried to laugh it off, but out of respect to my deceased wife, he kept it restrained.
現職の警視庁の敏腕捜査官が神通力やらたたりやらを信じるわけで。
Having him say that so bluntly, I couldn't respond. Of course, I had no intention of believing such odd things. But he could only say that because he didn't know what I did. Since I met that other girl, who both was and wasn't Rika Furude, I couldn't deny the existence of any otherworldly entity.
予知でなく予告の可能性ももちろん否定できません。
Not prescience, but a warning. If what that girl had said was a warning about Yuki's accident, then things became much easier to understand. Basically, the line of thinking became that it was a threat. Because I didn't go back to Tokyo, my wife was killed in a way that made it look like an accident.
奥さんの事故の検証に不備は？
もちろん謀殺の可能性も疑いました。現場検証の書類は全て目を通しましたし、私が独自に調査もしました。
There weren't any witnesses to Yuki's fall. There was a possibility that somebody had hidden, waiting to push Yuki down the stairs. However, the cleaning ladies frequented the roof to hang laundry, and the security cameras on each floor hadn't recorded anything out of the ordinary. There wasn't anything set up on the stairs, and I was unable to find anything suspicious.
結局、独自の検証の結果でも、雪絵が単独で事故を起こしたとしか考えられませんでした。まあ確かに、大臣の孫を誘拐して脅迫してのけた連中です。妊婦一人を階段から突き落として証拠を残さないなんてできないことじゃないのかもしれない。
Well, except for, according to that account, they would have been kind of busy wrestling with you when she got pushed. Oishi's expression had completely sobered up.
奥さんは連中に殺された。
I mean, according to the timelines, that would have been the case, right? He wasn't out multiple days, and yet she died the day before he woke up in the hospital and ran around to all the payphones to try to call. Something like that? Have I missed part of the timeline? When Yuki died, I thought that as well. More precisely, I wanted to blame somebody, so I created the most viable scapegoat. But without any clear evidence, that violent notion faded along with the wounds in my heart.
あの少女は私に妻の死を予告し脅迫したのかそれとも妻の死を予言し救う道を示したのか。そのどちらかなのだとしたら私は後者ではないかと考えます。
Oishi smiled slightly in disbelief as he poured more beer from his bottle.
じゃあいいですよ。赤坂さんの言う通り、古出理香は未来がわかる預言者だとします。なら、なぜあの大災害が予知できなかったんです？
Which disaster?
あんな恐ろしいガス災害が起こると知ってて、どうして黙っていたんです？
So is that the timeline we're going with? The one where Keiichi actually gets the power of God? Is that the one we're going to happen with here?
ほんの数時間前でもいい。もし村に知らされていたら、ほとんどの人は死なずに済んだかもしれないじゃないですか。
It was near the end of June 1983. Volcanic gases from the Onagafuji swamp erupted and hit the village in the middle of the night. Yeah, but, well, then again, Oishi just could have gone hide. He could have made, you know, Hinamizawa think he was just missing. It was an unprecedented disaster where the whole populace was wiped out. It caused a wave of panic about volcanic gas across the country, causing people to overreact over any reports of odd smells. I hadn't heard of the blockade on the Hinamizawa area being lifted, so it should still be cordoned off. And once again, the blaring music is completely back. It was my turn to be lost for a response.
まあでも、お社様の生まれ変わりである古出理香が殺されたので、村がお社様の怒りに触れて、それで沼から瘴気が湧き出して村を死滅させたんじゃないかって。そういう話が確かにひなみ沢系の生存した人間たちの間でまことしやかにささやかれてたのは事実ですね。
大石さん、失礼。今、殺されたとおっしゃいましたか？
ん？ああ、うん。まあ、赤坂さんになら話しても問題ないか。
The music's trolling me. When I saw news about the gas disaster, I remembered that girl. Then I found her name in the list of victims. That's why, at the time, I thought her own death she had predicted was due to the gas. It was after that I learned from the tabloids of the series of mysterious deaths in Hinamizawa during the 5 years leading up to the disaster that became known as the Curse of Oyashiro-sama. And that string of mysterious deaths lined up exactly with what that girl had predicted, so I had always thought to ask Koichi about it as he had been involved in the investigation. That's right. That was the reason for our reunion. But right now, Oishi had said Rika Furude didn't die in the disaster, but was killed.
最後の年のたたりについて聞かせてもらってもいいですか？
私、退職したとはいえ、守秘義務がありますよ。
中井さん、すみません。お冷やでちょっとグレードの高い地酒はありませんか？種類はお任せします。
いやいや、そういうつもりで言ったんじゃないんだけどな。
Oishi laughed loudly, not wholly unsatisfied, and stopped the hostess to tell her that the cheap booze was fine.
私も週刊誌で報道されている通りのところまでは知っています。でも大災害の年のたたりは全く知りません。
例の大災害のせいでひなみ沢地区全域が封鎖されちゃいましたからね。最後の年のたたりについてはほとんど捜査ができてないんですよ。何年か後に封鎖が解けたとしても村人のほとんどが死んでますし、数少ない生存者も親戚の元なんかに散って所在がほとんどわからないですからね。完全に迷宮入りです。
Oishi seemed to postulate to himself as he stared at the ceiling, as if trying to work out a memory from the rusty cogs in his head. And then he said in a completely sober voice,
週刊誌なんかじゃ5年目のたたりが大災害だみたいな言い方をしてますけどね。本当の5年目のたたりはちゃんと綿流しの祭りの当日にあったんですよ。富武二郎っていう旅行写真家がいましてね、彼が犠牲に。
Oishi gestured about how the victim tore out his own throat with his fingernails as he talked.
で、その富武氏の恋仲の女性が山中で焼死体に。お隣の県警さんがあんまり協力的じゃなかったもんで、こっちはあまりよく状況を知らないんですがね。
一夜にして犠牲者が2人も。
実はね、2人どころじゃ済まないんですよ。その翌日になんですがね、私の後輩の熊谷君が捜査中に車両ごと蒸発しましてね。
So Oishi didn't disappear, but his subordinate did. Kumagai was a younger detective that was going to be partnered with Oishi after we first met. Yeah, he didn't... Wait, I thought he appeared, like, very briefly. I thought we had a passing glance at him in this chapter. Could be wrong, but I kind of recall he showed up for like a split second and then left.
富武氏の事件捜査のために村に聞き込みなんかに回ってたんですよ。
It was around the time we thought that this guy might be the new Tomataki, then we found out that Tomataki was someone else. Is it only a reference? Okay. Only a reference then.
何かの事件に巻き込まれたのかもしれない。私と一緒だったなら無事だったかもしれないと思うと今でも悔しいですよ。あの日どういうわけか私お腹をひどく壊しましてね、外回りは遠慮しちゃってたんですよ。
事件の真相に近づきすぎて消された
と思ってます。熊ちゃんは善と有望な若者だったけどまだ現場経験が不足してた。トラブル慣れしてなかったんです。
Oishi lamented the fact that he wasn't with his subordinate that day.
で、さらに翌日ですね。なあ、彼のことは赤坂さんもご存知ですよね。ほら、入江先生ですよ。覚えてます？
ああ、あの病院の若い先生ですね。ぼんやりと覚えてます。
彼ですね。どういうわけか睡眠薬で自殺しまして。
Yeah, everything's lining up with the last chapter.
遺書の類はなし。
So are we going to go visit Keiichi and a mental hospital or something now?
司法解剖の結果でも睡眠薬によるものと断定されました。
Well, like I said, I wish he could have gone into hiding or something.
動機以外に不審な点はなし。
睡眠薬での死に見せかけるのはそんなに難しくないんじゃないですか。他殺の可能性は？
独身で離婚歴もなし。特定の女性と付き合っていたという話もなし。少年野球チームの監督を務め、村人との親交もあり、誰からも好かれる人物。
Well, everybody except one young punk. But you know.
敵が見当たりませんね。まあそれを調べるにも、もうあの大災害でめちゃくちゃになっちゃいましたからね。今となっては彼の身辺を調べようもありませんが。
それでフルで理科の死は？
その当日です。昼頃に神社に訪れた村の老人たちが
It is possible, yes.
フルで理科の死体を発見しました。
他殺？
ああ、話す前にそのイカそうめん食べちゃっといた方がいいですよ。
無体な死に方？
死体は神社の境内、賽銭箱の脇でした。
So next to the donation box after Keiichi pulled it out.
もっとも閉めたのは他の場所でしょうね。全裸で裸足。足の裏は汚れてませんでしたから。
愉快犯の犯行？
司法解剖の結果、そういった痕跡は認められませんでした。分かったのは、薬物で昏睡させられてからあの場所へ運ばれ、腹部を切開。意図的に臓器を引きずり出して四方に散らしてみせました。
昏睡？では回復は死後ではなく？
うん。
なんてむごい。
That girl's prediction was right on the mark. I'm pretty sure she was more detailed about the other deaths that led up to her own. For example, I think she said that the housewife that was beaten to death on the 4th year had her head split open. In that case, did she know that her own death would be so terrible? There must have been some moments where she wanted to doubt the validity of her own predictions. But as people died exactly as prophesied, as the years passed, that prophecy would only come closer to fruition. And then, facing the final year, unable to struggle against her own destiny, her all-too-young life was snuffed out. And in such a cruel way. Knowing that her days were numbered and unable to fight the tide of events heralding her end, my heart ached at her helplessness.
この死に方ですが、どうも単なる猟奇趣味ってわけじゃないみたいなんです。と言いますのはですね、ひなみ沢はかつて鬼が住んでたって話は以前もしましたよね。
そんな話も聞きましたっけ？
ひなみ沢村のお祭りの綿流しってのはそもそも綿流し、つまり臓物流しから転じたものらしいんです。なんでも人食い鬼たちが犠牲者をばらして 内臓を川に捨てたというところから転じたらしいんですよ。
つまりひなみ沢村においては内臓を引きずり出すことに宗教的な意味があったと。
で、ひなみ沢村の昔話によるとですね、人食い鬼と人間が仲良く暮らすための調停者として親代様という神様が降臨しているってことになってるらしい。
And here we go with the whole explanation.
確かフルでリカはその親代様の生まれ変わりだと言われてるんでしたね。
ねえ。ですからその荒人神であるフルデリカを回復して殺すのは村の信仰に対するこれ以上ない冒涜行為と言えるわけです。
信仰への冒涜、それはつまり親代様への冒涜ということですね。
あとは赤坂さんも知っての通りです。親代様のたたりが起こるのはその晩のことです。
ひなみ沢大災害。
The official explanation was that some swamp upstream erupted with toxic volcanic gas, which enveloped the village.
発生した沼は鬼ヶ淵沼と言いまして、ひなみ沢村の旧名鬼ヶ淵村の名前の源となった沼です。村の言い伝えではこの沼の奥底は地獄につながっているそうで、かつて村にやってきた人食い鬼たちはこの沼から訪れたのだとか。
できすぎですね。
いやいやいや、まだまだできすぎてますよ。村には伝承がありまして、親代様がお怒りになられると地獄の釜が開いて正気があふれ出すなんて言うんですよ。
村人にとって地獄というのは沼の底のこと。つまりそこから正気があふれ出して村を襲うということ。
そう。つまりフルでリカ子と親代様の生まれ変わりが冒涜される殺され方をしたので、親代様がお怒りになってたたりとしてあの大災害を起こしたと、そういう話がまかり通っちゃってるんですよ。
つまりあの大災害は人為的なもの。
Yeah, everything seems to be fitting together now.
確かに話ができすぎてますからね。親代様のたたりが実在せず本当の偶発的事故でもないってんなら、そう疑いたくもなりますよね。
A wry smile formed on Uishi's face as he listened to my absurd take on things. He wore an expression as though, even if it were absurd, there was a time he had thought the same thing as well.
村の信仰をめぐって狂信的な一派があったと仮定し、彼らが親代様のお怒りがあるような状況を作り出し、大災害を実行してみせた。
もちろん私は笑いませんよ。私も一度ならずともそう考えたことはあります。ですがひなみ沢村がいかに小さい村とはいえ人口は1000人以上、それを一夜にして抹殺するなんてどう考えても現実的じゃないです。
The gas eruption was believed to have happened around 2 a.m., several hours before dawn. In that short amount of time, going around and killing all the villagers in a way that made it look like poison gas didn't seem feasible at all.
ガスの発生した沼もまた宗教的な意味がありましたよね。だとしたら 沼に何か仕掛けがあって、神の裁きをいつでも再現できるような何かがあったとか。
自衛隊の発表では沼が発生源だということになってますよね。調査チームとかが詳しく調べた上での発表ですからね。そんな仕掛けがあったら見つけてると思いますけどね。
沼そのものに仕掛けがあるとは限りませんよ。ほら、聞いたことありませんか？遠くの泉の水が枯れたら裏の泉も枯れたなんて昔話。
何ですかそりゃ。
水源ってのは地下水脈等でつながっていることが多いんです。沼や泉はそれが地上に露出した部分に過ぎません。
つまり赤坂さんが言いたいのは、鬼ヶ淵沼とつながった別の沼か泉があって、それに何らかの仕掛けをすると鬼ヶ淵沼の圧力とか水圧とかそういうものがいろいろ変わって毒ガスが噴出する仕掛けを大昔の村人がこさえていたと。
You know, it's pretty far out there, but you can't discount the possibility that this is what happened.
そういう話ですよね。
Oishi laughed heartily, commending the fact that the young'uns have a nice, flexible way of thinking. That was the former detective in him. Even though it was a hypothesis that he didn't come up with, he still had the presence of mind to not dismiss it right away.
面白い話です。それが立証できたら日本の犯罪史始まって以来の空前規模の大量殺人ってことになりますよ。
ひなみ沢村の封鎖が解除されたらぜひ調べるべきだと思います。大石さんは県警にはまだ影響力は？
そこそこには。柔道部の名誉顧問ですからね。今でも夏の合宿やなんかにはちょくちょく出かけてます。
ひなみ沢村の封鎖解除がいつになるか分かりませんが、ぜひ調べさせてください。
わかりました。
Why do you want to go back?
大石さんはこのひなみ沢村連続開始事件、通称お社様のたたりをどう捉えていますか？
You got out. You were clear. Don't go back in.
当時の署内は村人の圧力でぎゅうぎゅうでしてね。連続事件は存在しないというのが当時の公式見解でした。事件は個々でまたそれぞれに解決していると。
バカな。村の信仰に基づいた連続事件であることは明白なのに。
赤坂さん、そりゃ5年も続いて派手な最後があった今だから言えることですよ。あの当時は偶然の事件が偶然にも綿流しの日に起こる。今年は起きないといいな、なんて感じだったんです。
偶然なものか。少女は初めから全て予言していた。
少女？
フルで理科です。あの子は私にその後の事件を全て予告してみせました。
赤坂さん、そりゃ本当ですか？
はい。あの子は言ったんです。翌年ダムの現場監督が殺され死体をバラバラにされるとのみにとどまらず、その後に続く連続事件を全て私に予告してみせました。
赤坂さんがその話を聞いたのは昭和の何年の話ですか？
私が少女と出会ったのは誘拐事件調査の折ですから。
バラバラ殺人の前年に。
Yeah, that would probably be. He probably should have written that down somewhere safe and delivered it to somebody. You know what I mean? Back in 1978. He shouldn't have sat on this information for 7 years. Wrinkles formed between Uishi's eyebrows as he closed his eyes and began to digest just what I told him.
赤坂さん、古出理香が神通力で未来が分かった。なんて話がなしだとするなら、これはとんでもない話ですよ。
Yeah, but still, it's one of those things that at least once the foreman died, he could have remembered this. We read about this in the newspaper. He could have said, hey, look, I kind of dismissed it way back when because it was just a little girl telling me this, but there's this little girl who seems to know what's going to happen in the future. You might want to, she predicted the damn foreman dying. She's predicted some other deaths. We might want to look into this.
はい。
今さら私を驚かせるための作り話だ。なんて言ったら本気で怒りますよ。
私は真実を話しています。
Yeah, I know. I understand that no police officer would probably actually follow up on it. But apparently he's just kind of kept this to himself. I figure if nothing else, Oishi might be interested in what was going on. Said, hey, look, the damn foreman, the one we played cards with, the one we played mahjong with, he died, yes. But there was a girl who told me he was going to die during Watanagashi, and she told me this a year ago. Or 2 years, or however long it takes him. It's like, and then she's saying next year in Watanagashi, somebody else is going to die. And then somebody else the year after that, and somebody else the year after that. You might want to look into these things. Just saying. Something's going on here. She was correct about this one. She might be correct about other ones. I'm just saying. It's like I know nobody would do anything about it before the first murder happens, but after that first murder happens and it was correct prediction, someone might want to, say something.
連続開始事件は発生の前年にはもうすべてシナリオが用意されていた。そしてその予告の通り、古出理香は殺されました。私ははじめ大災害による死を指したものと思っていた。でも彼女の死は災害ではなく殺人者の手による残忍なものであることが分かりました。彼女は殺されると言った。彼女は自分の死を具体的にあの時点で知っていたんです。
なら古出理香はどうして逃げ出さなかったんですかね。仮にそういった死のシナリオがすでに出来上がっていたとして、彼女はそれを知りかつ数年という猶予期間があったわけですよね。逃げ出すなり警察に相談するなりの時間はあったはずです。なぜ抗わずに自らの死を受け入れたんです？
Because Rika's weird, that's why.
わかりません。
古出理香は村の年寄り連中に可愛がられてはいましたがね。 両親を失った後は親類もゼロで身寄りはなく、親しい友人と肩を寄せ合うだけの孤独な生活でしたからね。戦う力も頼れる人間も身近にはいなかったのかもしれません。
彼女は自分の死に対して誰かに SOS を発しはしなかったんでしょうか。
村と警察が穏便な関係じゃなかったのは赤坂さんも知られるところだと思います。少なくとも私の耳には古出理香が自身の身柄の保護を求めてきたという情報はありません。あるいは自身が宗教的な生贄にされることに対し定感というか達観というか、そういうものがあったのかもしれませんね。
そんなはずはない。
I spoke decisively. At that time, she said it. She definitely said that she wanted to live happily, that she wanted to spend her time surrounded by her dear friends. She hadn't given up on life, she had hoped to keep on living. At that moment, I became dumbstruck.
どうしました赤坂さん。
いえ。
I fell into silence. Oishi folded his arms and began murmuring in contemplation again. Eventually, he stood up and headed towards the hallway to find the hostess, yelling that he wanted a pen and paper. When Oishi, noisy even though he was just thinking, left, the room immediately fell into a chilled silence. I stood up. It was then I realized that I was drunk enough to be unsteady on my feet. When I slid open the window, a beautiful, yet somehow ephemeral moon drifted across the night sky. It was just now that I realized she hadn't accepted her own death. She wanted to keep living, happily and joyously. She had said that quite clearly to me, but I was a fool. I hadn't been asked explicitly, so I hadn't realized it. She had made it clear as day that she didn't want to die. Wasn't that her cry for help? She didn't say much. She didn't say as much that she wanted help. But even given that, it wasn't as though she wasn't looking for salvation. Without any family and unable to trust the police, she instead told somebody without any relation to the village, somebody from a faraway place, me, help me. She'd gone around and cut the phone cords. If I had made that phone call and learned of Yuki's death, I probably would have fallen into despair. Granted, it's appropriate. If I was in that state, even if she was looking for help, her cries would have fallen on deaf ears. That's why, knowing everything, she had cut the phone cords. She wanted even a little time to seek help from me. Oishi, just before now, had lamented that one of the younger officers had gotten mixed up in a case, having been erased because he wasn't there. I was feeling the same way. If only. I was there in June of 1983. I could have protected her. In 1983, it would have been 5 years since the kidnapping took place. While raising the only daughter Yuki had left me, putting all my youth and passion into my work, honing my wits and courage wrestling with difficult cases. Nothing like my failings during the kidnapping incidents would have occurred. I wouldn't have been slow to react in a one-on-one fight, and by that point I jumped into foreign mafia-run gambling parlors where I learned to deal with automatic weapons, let alone handguns. I'd grown so much that in 1983 I couldn't have even been compared to how I was in 1978. That's why, if I was by her side, I should have been able to save her life. No matter what conspiracy or foul plots drew near, I definitely would have protected her. She, even though sounding resigned, should have still been able to ask me for help. I just didn't realize it. I couldn't realize it. Just as I wouldn't have realized if I was told of Yuki's accident. I wasn't able to realize it. I wanted to cry. If I had taken her words to heart, I would have prevented Yuki's accident. But the future refused to change. And I would have been able to protect the girl to whom I owed a debt from even a predetermined death. She must have been expecting that from me. I learned about the disaster while watching television in my house. Until I learned about that, I had forgotten about Himatsubushi. In order to recover from the shock of Yuki's death, I had tried to remove everything about the place from my memory. What an ungrateful fool I was. Even though in exchange for saving her, the girl told me of a way to save Yuki, I was unable to accept her gratitude, and now here we were. She hadn't died in her sleep due to a natural disaster. She was split open while alive, killed while suffering the disgrace of having her organs torn out. She must have known beforehand that on that day, that year, she would be killed in such a terrifying way. But even knowing what end awaited her, she was all too weak. A lone girl without anybody to rely on, unable to seek help, had to swallow her own predetermined death, and left this mortal coil. She had said she wanted to live. She had said she just wanted to live happily. That's all she wanted. She didn't ask for anything extravagant. For any person that was ever born, it was the very basest of desires. She never said a peep about wanting money or that she wished she was in somebody else's situation. She had said it. And if all deaths were preordained, then hers was probably also all according to plan. She might have been a lone, frail girl, but I don't think she would have accepted it all without at least putting up a fight. There must have been, in some small way, some form of resistance that she mustered. And with what she could muster, seeking my help was part of that. I howled. I stomped the floor. Why did I become a police officer in the first place? How could I call myself an officer if I couldn't save a single girl from the misfortune that was awaiting her? Was it because there was so much going on at the time I couldn't process the fact that she was asking for help? Yeah, that's right, I was still green. If I was in that situation now, I would definitely have been able to help her. But it was already all over. Even if I wanted to settle the regrets she left behind, Himatsubushi, as a dangerous area, was still quarantined. Most of the people involved were already dead, with the few that did remain spread around the country, unable to be traced. The stage of that tragedy was still off limits as well. The police investigation was put on hold, the case slowly being buried in the sands of time. Just like how I wouldn't have known unless Uishi had asked me about it.
赤坂さん、大丈夫ですか?
At some point, Uishi had returned with a notebook in hand. Until I saw the expression on Uishi's face, I didn't realize that I was in tears.
私は少女の助けに気づけなかった。
赤坂さん、落ち着いてください。
でももう全部遅いんです。少女は殺された。こんなにも無残な殺され方で。私は頼られたのに救えなかった。救えなかった。
村人と良好な関係を築かなかった私にも責任があるかもしれません。
Yeah, Akasaka's getting quite a bit of survivor's guilt here, after a fashion. A little bit.
フルでリカが私にそれを打ち明けてくれたなら、私だって救いの手を差し伸べられたかもしれない。彼女が打ち明けに足る信頼を築けなかった。 後悔しています。
When Uishi said the word trust, it weighed on me even more. Yes, she had given me her trust. She trusted me, meaning that she thought I would have been able to ward off the fate of her foreseen death. She believed in that. I cried. I fell to my hands and knees as I began to bawl. Eventually, Uishi spoke quietly.
赤坂さん、悔しいですか？
悔しいです。
ならば、フルで理科の敵を取るに値する方法が一つだけあります。
Yep, Uishi still wants to do the investigating.
そんな方法があるんですか？
Uishi showed me the pen and notebook.
フルで理科の死を悼むためにも、せめて私たちで真相を。そうです。フルで理科だけじゃない。大勢が死にました。彼らの無念は計り知れません。でも彼らの死はあの大災害でうやむやにされ、今は捜査すらされることなく忘却の彼方に葬られようとしています。大勢死んだ。おやっさんも殺された。クマちゃんも消された。みんな犠牲になった。
We should get fired up about this now.
なのに警察は捜査もできないでいる。誰に無念が晴らせるのか。私たちだけなんですよ。赤坂さん。
私たちに。
ええ。明かせますよ。連続開始事件のすべての現場を踏み、村の裏事情に精通する私と、連続開始事件の前年にフルで理科から重要な真実を明かされたあなたとなら。
でももう死んでしまったんですよ。
そうです。
Don't know what happened to 3.0 Uishi. Apparently he was there, but because it was the, I would imagine he wouldn't be acting this amicably with anyone from the village still.
フルで理科は死にました。あなたが青2歳だったから救えなかった。
Good scream. Ah! Get back off, man!
だからその償いとして真相を究明するんです。私たちで。あなたの話が事実なら全ての事件は計画ということになる。そうならば調べ方は全然変わってくるんですからね。
That string of pearls is still killing me.
私は今夜をかけてあなたと私の持つ全ての情報をノートにまとめ、明日の朝一番で元の部下たちと連絡を取るつもりです。あの事件を終わらせるものか。絶対に暴いてやるんです。
甘く甘く
ねえ。あれから数年が経過しましたが、時効ではない。
Oh, it's murder. I don't think murder would be beyond the statute of limitations ever.
捜査は中断であっても終了ではない。まだ続いているんです。続けさせるんです。私たちがです。
ええええ やりましょう、大石さん。このまま終わらせたりなんかしない。
We were so close to this being over. We were staring at a finish line. I mean, I know they're chapter 5 and 6 and up to 8, but for this arc, we were at a finish line. Ugh.
絶対私たちがこの真相を暴いてみせるんです。絶対に。
I demonstrated my resolve to Uishi by crying out those words. And just then,
パパ
the door behind me opened, and Miyuki revealed herself while sleepily rubbing her eyes. My shouting must have awoken her, then she rushed over to me.
どうしたのパパ。パパ泣いてるの？
ああ、なんでもない。なんでもないよ、みゆき。
I tried hard to smile while wiping away my tears, and though Miyuki looked like she was about to cry herself, she extended her little hand to me.
大丈夫？また怖い夢を見たの？泣かないでパパ。
And when she makes that gesture toward me, I saw the figure of another girl overlapping with her. And her innocent gaze and innocent expression felt frustratingly nostalgic, filling me with painful torment. A girl who couldn't be here because I didn't reach out to her. She borrowed my daughter's body to offer me words of comfort.
赤坂、泣かないでくださいなのです。
It might be a hallucination. Maybe a convenient illusion formed for my selfish dreams. However, that was her voice. I'm certain I heard it. Rather than blaming me for my mistake, she was compassionate.
ああ、泣くものか。
Yeah, same eye color.
泣くよりもまず、
No blue hair,
私には
though.
やるべきことがある。みゆき、パパはね、お前が生まれる前にひなみ沢ってところで天使みたいな女の子に会ったんだ。
天使？本
Said like an angel.
ああ、可愛くて優しくて、みゆきにも合わせてあげたかったな。
Right. That's already an impossible wish. The future is refused to change, is already gone.
当に？じゃあみゆき、その子とお友達になりたい。楽しみだな。
There's one more important detail here.
今度みゆきも連れて行ってね。ひなみ沢に。
No. Even so, there's still something I can do.
ああ、そうだね。いつか一緒に会いに行こう。
I hope not.
必ず。
Yeah, this should be something we shouldn't talk about. Someday, I'm sure, we will see her again. That summer, the Higurashi cried in Hinamizawa. Oishi and I vowed to bring the truth of the case to light and stood up. Everything ended in 1985. I, at least wanting to apologize and search for her grave. After the state autopsy, her remains were entrusted to one of the shrine's followers. In the future, when the quarantine on Himazawa area is lifted, they would be returned to her family grave. However, unsure exactly who took the remains of Rika Furude, until today, I couldn't even apologize to her. In the future, when the quarantine on Himazawa is lifted, all I could do then was wait until whoever that person is returned to the grave. What I could do right now was not apologize to her. Instead, until I was able to meet again, I would reveal the truth and dispel her regrets. Even now, sporadic eruptions of gas in the Himazawa area meant that the prospect of the quarantine being lifted wasn't happening anytime soon. Most likely, it seemed that she had no intention of meeting me again until I found the truth. That's why the quarantine wouldn't be lifted, or so I thought. Until the day I grasped the truth. It was the following year. Oishi and I co-authored the book on the string of mysterious deaths leading up to the great Himazawa disaster. I decided on the title, Higurashi, When They Cry. That was because for those few days when I was in Himazawa, the sound that I remembered the most was the cry of the Higurashi. I can only wish that based on the book, those people involved with that incident could refresh their memories and bring to light a new truth. And more importantly, nothing like this ever happens again. And yes, we did have a title drop there. For a title. I wrote this in the afterword.
この惨劇がどうして起こされたのか。私たちだけでは真相に至ることが叶いません。どうかこれを読んだあなた、真相を解き明かしてください。
Why do I feel like I just got hit over the head with a giant freaking mallet? I mean, yeah, that line reminds me of a certain something that happened way back in chapter 1.
それだけが私たちの願いです。
Are there three is that three voices? I think I hear all three voices in there. Kurado Ishi, Mamoru Akasaka. This year, the quarantine on Himazawa still hadn't been lifted. And then it exploded. Yeah, I was going to say, I heard Oishi, Akasaka, and a very, very angry boy. So, it is time for the review session. Okay, so, just to be clear on this, that what I'm getting out of this was that the events that unfolded in chapters 1 and 2, specifically 1 and 2, were what this guy wrote down. Why do I think when they co-authored the book, they co-authored it with Keiichi in there? And we were the first couple, at least the first two chapters, maybe the third one, was reading their co-authored book. Why do I think that's what happened? Yeah. Keiichi's parents they weren't writers. One was a painter. Yeah, he's a painter. He wasn't a writer. He was a painter. this taste that is in my mouth. I do not enjoy it. If that is exactly what has happened, we were just reading some guy's fantasy novel about what happened in Hinamazawa coming up to the disaster. Yeah, sometimes, but he's an artist. That's kind of where he makes his money. He's an artist of, hentai, apparently. If that is the way this is all broken down, that is an unpleasant taste in my mouth.